When I first got into shrimp keeping, I was a lot like you probably are if you're watching this. I knew about Amano shrimp, I knew about the wild type Amano shrimp, and pretty much everything on the internet says the same thing about these shrimp. When I first got into breeding Amano shrimp, everything on the internet said that it was hard to do. It seemed like this big challenge. And all of the videos that I came across on social media that did show someone successfully breeding Amano shrimp were filled with a bunch of rules that I just kind of knew weren't true. And they mostly pertained to the baby Amano shrimp larva. And the reason for that is because the actual process of breeding Amano shrimp is automatic. I talk about that a lot on my channel, but it's because it's true. These shrimp breed themselves. The shrimp keeper doesn't need to do anything out of the ordinary other than keep their shrimp fed and happy and healthy. The shrimp take care of the rest. Now, once those eggs hatch, this is what you end up with, these tiny little baby Amano shrimp larvae. Now, this tiny little squiggly line there is a baby Amano shrimp larva, and it's swimming around in one of my saltwater grow out tanks. If you check my channel, I've got instructions on how I raise these baby Amano shrimp in low tech, low effort saltwater grow out tanks. These little Amano shrimp larvae are not that complicated. I can see how it's intimidating if you've never tried raising them in saltwater. But the process itself is pretty much as automatic as breeding the Amano shrimp. Once you've set up the saltwater grow out by simply mixing up some salt water according to the instructions on the bag of marine salt, there's really not much else to do other than sit and watch this tiny larva grow into a baby shrimp over a period of several weeks. So if you let the hobby convince you that breeding Amano shrimp is next to impossible because it's just so complicated, it'll keep you from starting what I consider the most fulfilling breeding project that I've come across yet in my time as an aquarist. And that's because turning something thought of as so complicated into something that's basically beginner friendly and beginner ready has been incredibly fulfilling for me. It's been very easy to raise the baby Amano shrimp, and in the case that you try it, I think you'll find the same thing. So if you're interested in more information on breeding Amano shrimp and raising the larva in low-tech setups, make sure you check out the channel where I've got all the instructions you need to get started today. So grab yourself some colorful adult Amano shrimp and let's do this, because if I can do this, you can do it better.